Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zhang here, and today I'm with my good buddy Baz,
Hello.
and this is going to be really, really exciting. So, if you didn't see the announcement video already, we are part of a multi-battle league with some of the biggest Pokemon YouTubers and some of the best VGC players in the world. And it's really exciting to be part of it. Obviously, Baz and I are teaming up, and I'm really excited because Baz is obviously an incredible player. And this kind of is a different format from the typical VGC stuff that we're used to. So, it's going to be a great learning experience, but also it's going to be able to produce some great content before we jump into Sun and Moon in the next 2 months. So, round one, we probably got matched up with one of the hardest, if not the hardest team to go up
Yeah.
against.
Yeah, probably like looking at all of the teams, the team that like most people would probably predict to win the whole thing, really.
Right.
So
And
yeah,
of course, that team is Team Dream Ball, which is Wolfie Glick and Marcus Stadter. And obviously, Wolfie's fresh off his Worlds win. Marcus just got top four at Worlds. So it's going to be really exciting. But of course, we have some different rules for this. It is a multi battle league instead of just 1v1. And, it's not just typical VGC rules in the sense that there are a lot of new Pokemon that we kind of drafted and some Pokemon that haven't been allowed historically in VGC we are using in this tournament. So, one of the biggest ones on our team is actually the Deoxys. And so this is basically, I think, going to be a slight kind of team preview, team building video before we jump into the battle. The battle should be on Baz's channel, so stay tuned for that. But yeah.
yeah. I mean, let's have a look at the teams. Here's the slide with all of the Pokemon. So these are the Pokemon that each team drafted. Us on the top and Marcus and Wolf on the bottom, and we basically need to try and make some kind of plan, try and maybe think what we can do to win and what they might try and do to win and what we might do. I mean, it's really tricky. I mean, this is going to be completely different, isn't it, to any kind of VGC game?
Yeah,
Because,
absolutely.
like I was saying, like you can't swap your Pokemon to something that I've got in the back. So, a normal sort of strategy of like leading Raichu Azumarill isn't really as straightforward because you don't really have a free choice of what you can switch in to support the Azumarill later in the game. So we're going to have to think about what we're actually doing, really.
Hmm.
Like this is best of one too, so we have got Smeargle, and I do like Smeargle for best of one.
Right, right.
So I do think we've definitely got a chance here.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just looking at their team right now, and it seems like theirs is just a little bit more offensive in general, whereas it seems like for our team, it's like half of it is really strong offensively, the other half is used more
Yeah,
defensively.
yeah,
But I think that makes this really interesting because we've got Pokemon that can kind of sweep through their entire team. I think Azumarill is definitely one of the main Pokemon we prioritized in drafting because it's just really strong. I know you have a ton of experience with it because you used it earlier too.
yeah, yeah.
And I used it in the latter half of 2015. So I think that's definitely something that we'll probably want to bring to most of our matches.
Yeah, I mean it's funny when we watched Marcus and Wolf drafting their Pokemon. Like the first three Pokemon are off of Marcus's 14 Nationals winning team, but
Yep.
then really like if you ignore the first three Pokemon, it's like almost exclusively like a rain team, isn't
Right.
it? So they've definitely got two modes. I mean, I was wondering how willing they're going to, throw Kingdra out there when Azumarill is maybe something that we might want to throw out first.
Yeah, they do have two Pokemon that can give Azumarill some trouble in the Parasect and the Virizion. So I think they're definitely going to want to counter the Azumarill strategy, but I think Azumarill is like one of those Pokemon where even if you bring the counters to it, it can still be really scary as long as you just play it properly. So I don't know. I think, prioritizing using Azumarill on our team as like the main offensive member and kind of building around that.
Yeah, I like it wouldn't surprise me if they led something just like Kangaskhan Gengar. I mean,
Hmm.
obviously that was such a common lead that Marcus popularized really in 2014. But then with the Politoed and the Kingdra in the back, so Azumarill doesn't really like facing off against Mega Kangaskhan and Gengar. I mean, one
Right.
nice thing about this league is when we've got this game done with, we are not going to be playing any of the Mega Kangaskhan at all, which is
Yep.
nice. But
That's a great point. I think just so people remember, we all drafted individual Pokemon. So basically, the Pokemon you see here, no one else on the team has, or we each have our individual Pokemon, which makes this a lot more interesting. So, Wolf and Marcus obviously prioritize Kangaskhan as their first pick, but like you mentioned, won't be able to use it afterwards. And we do have that Mega Lucario, which could be an interesting Pokemon to counter it.
yeah, definitely. It's like I think the one of the main things we've got to decide here is what we're going to lead, but also like it's different because we've got like between us we've got 6 Pokemon. In a normal VGC game we've got 4 Pokemon. Because
Right.
we've got 6 Pokemon here, I don't think losing a Pokemon, like if we lost Smeargle turn one, I don't think that would be as much of an issue like as it would be in a VGC game, as long as we got something really good from that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what you're thinking, but I'm not like maybe Weavile could potentially, but like I used Scarf Smeargle at World, so I'm liking the Smeargle as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's got the Parasect and the Virizion, which we can't spore. Obviously, Dark Void is banned in this multi-battle league. I really am expecting he'll put the goggles, or they will put the goggles on the Rotom Heat as well, just because,
Yeah.
Azumarill would be shielded by the Amoonguss otherwise from the Thunderbolts and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 3 potential Pokemon that we can't spore, but one thing that I was thinking about and I've actually considered for my Worlds team was Final Gambit on the Smeargle. I was actually looking at like HP stats and everything,
Right,
and
right.
if that Rotom does have max HP, Smeargle at max HP is actually more, so we could just one shot that Rotom Heat straight away, which
I
I think could be
really
quite
like that
nice.
idea actually. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think in best of one especially, like
yeah.
it's so hard because you have no idea what kind of set it is, whether
Yeah,
it's like
and that's why I
Sash
was
with
thinking like
Spore.
because that Rotom Heat I think could give us quite a few problems. If we can
Agreed.
Final Gambit and lose our Smeargle turn one, I would definitely take that trade.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And if we do Scarf it as well, we've got Fake Out Mind Games and Spore Mind Games as well.
Hmm.
So I don't know, like maybe it's just because it's what I've been using recently, but I've been thinking about the Smeargle quite a bit.
No,
So
yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I think like when you consider best of one, you have to often consider a gimmick strategy or two just to try to catch your opponent off guard. And I think like trading Smeargle for a big threat because their entire team is offensive, so it's like if you can get rid of that one or two Pokemon that are really issues, then it sets up the rest of the team to sweep. Another interesting thing that I'm looking at is they do have some redirection too with Parasect and Magmar. I'm curious if they're going to want to bring that.
yeah, yeah. Parasect and Magma have got more HP than Smeargle as well, so we wouldn't be able to knock them out in one hit with a Final
Right,
Gambit.
right.
But another thing I was looking at really is that Mega Metagross actually looks quite nasty for our team. I mean,
Hmm.
it can hit almost all of them like super effective, or just one shot them anyway, kind of thing. And we've only really got Weavile, which is iffy, obviously against Mega Metagross, and Volcarona. So I think Volcarona is actually going to be really important in this game.
Yeah, agreed.
So, I mean, Volcarona does look pretty good, aside from their rain mode. So, like, I don't know how serious this will go down, but I mean, I was thinking maybe we could have Sunny Day on Aerodactyl as like some sort of backup if they did go with their rain mode or something.
Yeah,
But
that's kind of cool actually. I guess one of the fears that I'm looking at is like if they just lead Politoed Kingdra immediately.
yeah, yeah, because our team has got what two water resists, and it's
Yeah.
Azumarill and Amoonguss. But then again, like I was saying, how willing do you think they're going to be to lead Kingdra when we might just lead with our Azumarill too? So,
Hmm. Hmm.
I mean, okay, so they're going to be picking 6 Pokemon out of their 10. I wonder which ones they're not going to bring.
Yeah, this is we talk about team preview, but this is so much harder, I think.
Yeah, I mean, normally we've got 6 Pokemon to worry about. I mean, this is tricky. I mean, obviously they're confined by the same rules that we are as well. Like they can't switch. I mean, actually, I mean, maybe maybe don't. I don't actually take notes during VGC games. I'm probably one of the few people
Oh
that
wow, I
like.
didn't even know
Yeah,
that.
I'm there on like the Top Cut tables and everything. Everyone else has got their notepads and their pens and everything. I just don't take notes.
Right, right.
But I think for this, we really should take notes because it'll be really important to actually mark down what each player has got, because then we'll know
Yeah,
what each slot can potentially switch into.
right, right.
So, like, this is definitely going to be interesting. I mean, I'm actually looking forward to this.
Yeah, it's gonna be really exciting. I'm also like, I'm trying to think which four we don't want to bring versus which six we want to bring. I don't know. Raichu is really interesting too because it's like it can do a lot of damage, or we can use, for example, if they're all the set that Wolf and Marcus use, the Assault Vest variant, which could also put in work.
Yeah,
Nuzzles would be, or paralyzing their team would be pretty great too.
yeah. I mean, we are still using item clause, so like
Right.
we can't have like multiple focus ashes and stuff like that. So maybe Assault Vest is something that we could use.
Hmm.
Because I mean, we might want Sash for either Weavile or Deoxys, or maybe even Aerodactyl too.
Right.
So
And
it's
I guess the question now is like, what 6 out of the 10 do you think are probably the best against their entire 10?
yeah. I mean, I think if we can decide what we want to lead, I think it would be easier for us to decide what we want in the
Mm,
back. Like, I
yeah, I
mean,
like that a lot.
I was doing a few calculations with Deoxys last night, and with a life orb, it one shots almost everything.
Yeah.
It doesn't learn flamethrower, but it does learn fire punch. But
Oh, interesting.
I actually didn't do that calculation on Metagross. But it does learn superpower as well.
Yeah.
Psycho boost or psychic. I don't know how useful those two moves would be though. I mean, it basically outspeeds everything on their team, even with a neutral speed nature as well.
Right.
So, I mean, I wonder if they'll scarf anything. I don't know. I suppose Politoed in Kingdra rather in the rain would be faster than it too. So
Yeah, that's the fear. I feel like because Deoxys is so good in terms of damage output, but it's also so frail, so you have to play very smartly with it.
yeah,
And if we lose it instantly, like that's a big loss because, like you mentioned, it can one hit KO like half his team or
yeah,
half their team.
yeah. I mean, like a life orb. Like not that they've got one, but like just as a benchmark, a life orb Breloom Mac Punch does about 90% to Deoxys. Yeah, this is how frail Deoxys' attack is. So like a
Oh
fake
my
out will probably
God.
knock it out.
Right.
So we have got to sort of bear that in mind as well.
Mhm.
Didn't realize quite how frail it was, but
Right. Obviously, we have to watch out for the Kangaskhan Sucker Punch too. It's one of
oh,
the
definitely, yeah. I
culprits.
mean, actually, I wonder if a bullet punch from Metagross will knock it out. It might actually do.
Huh, I have a damage calc pulled up in front of me right now, so I'm gonna check real quick. Oh my God! Wow, it does. If it's, jeez, that does so much. With 4 HP, it does 117 to 139%.
Wow, and that's just a normal bullet punch. Wow.
Yep.
Okay,
Wait, what are its defenses? Is it that
they're like
awful?
20, I think. It's
Wow,
H.
yeah, it's literally 50 attack, 20 defense.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, it can't take any hit. Like, it can take one resisted hit, it looks like, but
Right.
nothing else.
It's like leading with it is so tempting, but I would love to like close out a game with it when we've
Yeah,
like done a little bit of damage to everything and it can just
yeah.
one hit
I
that
do
stuff.
think it is something that we want in the back.
Yeah. Figuring out what to lead with is definitely very tricky here.
Yeah, I mean, okay, I mean, let's assume they lead with Kangaskhan and Gengar. What do you think we would want to go for against that? Like, if we
Good.
go with Lucario, then he could potentially burn us.
Right. I don't know. Volk for redirection plus Lucario could be interesting.
Yes, it could, but then we're maybe at risk of
The
losing
rain.
our Volcarona, which might be really important
Yeah.
for the rest of the game. Like,
Not having Intimidate on this team definitely hurts a little bit too.
yeah, well, they don't have Intimidate on their team too, actually.
Right, right. That's a big deal.
Yeah, so that means that we can lead with physical attackers and not have to dance around and that kind of stuff. Hang on, how about this? We could put Facade on like Pinsir or something.
That could work, yeah.
I mean, with a close combat, I don't think close combat one-shots Mega Kangaskhan, unfortunately. But Mega Pinsir is faster than Mega Kangaskhan.
hmm
Facade would get around the burn. Hmm.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think if Pinsir's one of the do we like whether we're set on bringing it or not.
Yeah. You don't sound convinced by it.
No, I think it's good. It's just I guess it's so tricky because I want all 10 of these Pokemon. Like
Well,
and
10
it's like,
versus
oh,
6
you're
would
making me only choose 6. That's impossible. But
like
I definitely agree with you. I don't know. Trying to figure out the lead is important. It's just like I could see them just going two completely different routes with either the Rain lead or with, like you said, just the Kangaskhan Gengar lead.
yeah. I mean, like do we want the Volcarona to be bulky or do we want it to Quiver Dance too? Because like
Right.
after one Quiver Dance, it will just sweep through the team.
That
Won't
is
it?
true, yeah.
So like we've got redirection with Amoonguss and potentially Smeargle if we wanted to.
Yeah.
So I suppose Skydrop is like pseudo redirection in a way.
Right, I was
Um,
thinking about that too. I think one thing is safety goggles is definitely something I expect on their team, like you mentioned earlier. So that's
yeah,
something we'd be aware of. And then, of course, Taunt on something like Gengar. Definitely scared of that
yeah.
as well.
So we could have. Well, I think if they're going to use the goggles, I don't think it's going to be on the Gengar. So
Mhm. I definitely see that Gengar carrying a sash.
Yeah, definitely. So maybe like Amoonguss and um, Lucario with like a Mental Herb on the Amoonguss.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well.
Yeah, and then we can, yeah, because that sort of covers us for the Rain Lead too with Amoonguss. But I
Right.
mean, I suppose like two Ice Beams into it might knock it out. I suppose we could make it like bulky enough to take. Oh well, I mean, just naturally it takes like a double edge, doesn't it? But like bulky enough to take two Ice Beams or something. Um,
Hmm.
no, from the both the water Pokemon. Um, okay, so we could go with those. I mean, we do definitely want the Volcarona at
Yeah.
some point, and I think we do want Deoxys at some point in this too, just because it's a Deoxys.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But then we've got two more to pick from out of Azumarill, Volcarona, Raichu, Aerodactyl, Weavile, Smeargle, and Pinsir.
Mm.
So,
Oh, Azumarill is so tempting here. I don't know. It's just like if we could somehow set it up, like it could just be so good. But I feel like setting it up is going to be quite difficult here.
yeah, I do like the look of Azumarill, actually.
Hmm. I think just because like we're limited in offensive members and Azumarill just hits so hard,
Yeah.
even if it doesn't set up, like their team still takes a lot of damage from Azumarill's attacks,
I mean, if we did
and it's
go
always just a threat against Rotom.
if we did go Amoonguss Lucaria, if we did have Deoxys and Quiver Volcarona in the back, that's quite a lot of offense already,
Mm,
I
yeah.
think. Um, so I don't know. I mean, Azumarill does look good here, though, doesn't it? But
Yeah, I don't. I just love Azumarill in general.
so if we led, okay, I mean, is a different way we can think of it then. If we led Amoonguss and Lucaria, what is the worst thing they could lead against us?
Right, right.
Tornadus.
How fast is Tornadus actually relative to
It's
Lucario?
121, so it is faster than Mega
Okay.
Lucaria.
Oh. Yeah,
But
that would definitely cause some issues.
But Mega Lucario is faster than everything else other than the Tornadus on the team.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I think we should definitely have somebody to try to counter that Tornadus.
Yeah, in the back. So maybe either Raichu or Aerodactyl.
Yeah. The other question is if we do bring those, like, how do we want to build them? We could go, for example, like the Sash Raichu with Endeavor and Feint. We could go the Assault Vest variant, which we saw at Worlds. Similarly, Aerodactyl could use Sash. Typically, that makes the most sense. But we have 4 Pokemon, or even 5 Pokemon, like the Raichu, Aerodactyl,
Yeah.
Weavile, Deoxys, Smeargle, just looks like all Pokemon that want Focus Sash.
I mean, I've never been a fan of Focus Sash on Raichu, to be honest.
Hmm.
I've always used, items like, goggles or King's Rock or, just some sort of other shenanigan sort of item because a lot of things actually don't one-shot Raichu anyway.
Right.
So I don't think we need the sash there, but
Yeah.
okay. Well, Are we Are you happy leading Amoonguss and Lucario?
I'm trying to think. Metagross could be annoying for that. Rotom could be annoying for that. It is quite nice against King Gengar.
Yeah. I mean, Bullet
Uh,
Punch would 2-hit KO the Gengar too.
oh, true. Yeah. I guess that's the other question I wanted to pose to you. Is like, what kind of Mega Lucario do you think we should be using? Like fully physical?
Yeah, I think I did at the start of 14. I did use special with like nasty plot and stuff, but I think close combat just so much damage.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there.
And Bullet Punch is nice too.
Hmm.
Maybe Swords Dance, maybe Substitute.
Yeah, no, I was thinking what the fourth move should be because I definitely agree with the close combat bullet punch call.
Yeah, yeah.
Sword
So
stance could be really interesting, honestly.
yeah, I mean, if we pair it with an Amoonguss, then I mean, a Swords Dance Lucario will just one shot Mega Metagross. I mean, it'll one shot
Exactly.
anything really,
Right, right.
aside from maybe the Parasect, um, just because it resists fighting.
Yeah, and then I'm curious how much bullet punch. Yeah, bullet punch does like over 50% once it's at +2 against Parasect.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, what's just the Digit Tornadus? Curious about that.
A +2, I'm gonna guess about 60 or 70.
Yeah, it's a little bit higher. If it's no bulk Tornadus, it does like 70 to 90.
Oh, okay.
Um, but close combat is a one-hit knockout apparently still at
Wow.
+2.
I mean, it is it's effectively base 240, isn't it?
Right, right.
So like even if it's resisted, it's still base 120
Yeah.
just because of its adaptability.
No, I definitely agree with the physical Lucario call. I don't know. I think Swords Dance could be really cool
Yeah. Okay. Well,
because
I'll just put these two above a little bit. So
yeah,
we're thinking about those two, and I do think Volcarona is important in this match.
yeah, I agree. Especially if they go without the rain mode, like
Yeah.
against just Vaccine and Metagross, they can just kind of knock things out.
Do we want to
But
bring Deoxys here?
I don't know. It's a tough call because right now I'm looking at the three we have, and it's like, okay, if they bring Tornadus, then Tornadus gets all three of those a fair amount of trouble. So I think we
Yeah.
definitely need to at least first counter the Tornadus before thinking of what's next.
Yeah. So either the either the Raichu or the Aerodactyl. But I mean, if they do go with the rain mode, then the Aerodactyl is still not looking very happy.
Yeah.
I mean, Assault Vest Raichu probably can take like a, a muddy water,
Hmm.
but then what does it do in return? Like Nozzle. I mean, they could just have a a Lumberry Kingdra like back in 13.
Yeah, Lump Kingdra. I actually could really see them using that too, which is a
Yeah,
big problem.
yeah,
Hmm. Trying to think what we can really do to stop that. I guess like the two things I'm most scared of is the rain mode, and then like the Metagross actually sticks out as a pretty big threat, as you mentioned earlier
yeah.
too.
I mean, like
Excuse
if
me.
if they like what sort of speed control? I mean, there's like potential Thunder Wave on the Rotom, probably not. Probable Tailwind on Tornadus, um,
Hmm.
and then just the Swift Swim. So that's really the only speed control that they've got. So maybe Tailwind is something that we might have to think about. I mean, we can match Tailwinds. Like our team is in general faster than their team,
Right.
so maybe Aerodactyl with Tailwind, like with Focus Sash, Tailwind, Sunny Day, Rock Slide, Skydrop,
Yeah, I
maybe.
really like that actually because also like if we do get up a tailwind, then Lucario can just like outspeed and knock out Kingdra.
Yeah, yeah.
I like that option a lot. Yeah.
I mean, it does obviously help Alvor Corona too, like resisting or water attacks, becoming neutral anyway, and
Hmm.
boosting its heat wave. So
Hmm.
we can think about that, I suppose. So we've got four Pokemon now, and what? Okay, so we've got six left. We need to pick two more. Hmm.
Let's see. I do like the four we have so far. Uh, at this point, I'm thinking of like combinations because we do have answers against most of the things. Like
Yeah.
Lucario is just so good with close combat. Like just so much. Let's see. Rotom could be a nuisance if just against like the Amoonguss Lucario lead.
Yes, it could be. Um, yeah, that Rotom's nasty.
Yeah. How much does Deoxys do against it?
With a
Just out of
Life Orb,
curiosity.
I don't know. Like with a Life Orb, Psycho Boost will definitely one shot it. With Psychic, I'm not sure. Maybe.
Psycho Boost is the one where you use it. It's like a Draco Meteor, but for
Yeah,
psychic type attacks, is it?
yeah,
Okay. Oh yeah, that's a knockout. Wow.
yeah. And like we don't even need a speed boosting nature, so we can go like Rash. Like plus special attack minus special defense sort of nature too.
Right, right.
So like this thing will do a lot of damage.
Yeah. Life Orb, max special attack Deoxys, even against a uh, max HP special defense Rotom, so still a one hit knockout guaranteed.
Is that with Psycho Boost?
Yeah.
How much does Psychic do?
Good question. Psychic against the max HP special defense one. This isn't calm though. I doubt they'll use calm, but if they do use calm, Psycho Boost still is 75% chance to knock out. Psychic does 63 to 74%. But of course, that's assuming max HP and special defense.
Okay, yeah. So maybe we do need Psycho Boost then.
Yeah, I think Psycho Boost is good. I mean, like, because Deoxys is so frail, if we can even get just a one big
Yeah,
knockout with it, that'd
yeah,
be a big deal.
yeah. I mean, like an Ice Beam will definitely one shot. The things that are weak to ice. Um,
Yeah.
I um, I mean, it can learn Thunderbolt too, but hmm. I mean,
Thunderbolt's interesting. It's just difficult because what we'd only mainly use against Politoed, right?
yeah.
And at that point, Psycho Boost I think still does more.
I mean, it could easily go mixed. I mean, we could go superpower, but we don't really need superpower because we've got Lucario. But
Right, right.
and Kangaskhan will just sucker punch it anyway.
Hmm. I'm trying to see its moveset right now. I don't know any. I did not realize how frail Deoxys attack was. Like I can't believe the Mach Punch calc there is one of the funniest things I've heard. It does get extreme speed, huh? That
Yeah.
could be interesting to avoid sucker punches, but yeah. I
Hmm.
think another thing I'm scared of definitely the bullet punch from Metagross because I did not realize that's literally just a one-hit knockout.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I definitely like Psycho Boost. Uh, Ice Beam makes sense. Gets access to Superpower, Low Kick. Let's see what else it gets. Dark Pulse. That's not really interesting. I wish we had a way to like one-hit knock out the Metagross.
Ooh, well, how much does Dark Pulse do on the Metagross? Does it actually learn Dark Pulse?
It does, yeah. Let's see.
Because I did notice that like Deoxys attack is the only Deoxys form that can't learn knockoff for some reason.
Huh. Well, if they're 4 HP, 0 special defense, which I doubt they'd be, but if they were, since we're in max special attack, Dark Pulse is actually it does just exactly 100% or more.
That's nice. That's nice actually.
We could consider that, yeah, with the
Yeah.
life orb though.
But we would have to watch out for the bullet punch.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest issue.
Yeah. And at the moment, like if I just sort of put Deoxys up like there, the only thing that can redirect a bullet punch is a Mungus. If we go with the Quiver Dance Volcarona.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe our last slot wants to be like it would be a shame to not take a Azumarill, but maybe we want Smeargle.
I'm trying to, yeah, right now one of the combinations I'm scared of is just the Parasect plus something because of its ability to redirect.
Yeah.
Something like Parasect Metagross is definitely scary.
Hmm.
Smeargle, yeah, Smeargle is good. I think it's just a priority that we'd have to avoid either the Kangaskhan's bullet punch, or sorry, fake out Metagross's bullet punch and then the rain. But if we can
Yeah.
avoid that, then like you said, we could just easily try to get a knockout with it, or maybe use a support move as well.
Yeah.
Because Azumarill is really tricky here. It's really good, but it has to avoid obviously just taking a ton of damage since their entire team can hit it for really hard, and then also just yeah, it can the redirection from Amoonguss doesn't necessarily help it since they have 2 grass types as well.
Lucario does learn Quick Guard, I'm pretty sure. If we
Oh
if
yeah,
we didn't want Swords Dance, I mean, it does seem a bit strange having like an offensive Pokemon being used as support, but
could
it,
catch them off guard, and that's important in best of one.
yeah,
But I don't know. I just like Swords Dance because with
yeah,
the
I like
calcs,
Swords Dance too.
literally, I think close combat just one hit KOs everything.
Yeah,
Um, Magmar is the other Pokemon I'm looking at that's very interesting on their team. And the Magmar is making me want to lean towards Azumarill, but yeah, I don't know. I think all 5 of these Pokemon could make sense, and whatever
yeah.
one we choose, I think it'll be okay. I just like Azumarill because it just creates like such a big win condition.
The problem with the Azumarill is how do we? Okay, I mean, how likely is the situation going to be that we need Deoxys to get an attack off, but he's got a bullet punch or a Mach Punch in place? I mean, it's obviously possible, but it's not like the game is definitely going to come down to that scenario.
Right.
So
Another interesting thing is we don't have to necessarily use like the Citrus Belly Drum Azumarill. We could use another variant like Choice Band or something like that.
yeah, I did think about that. I mean, that would definitely catch them off guard.
Right. I wonder how much that does actually against their fire types. Just out of curiosity. Probably not a one-hit knockout or anything, but a lot of
Aquajet probably
damage.
isn't.
Ah, this is tricky.
I think maybe we want a fake out in the back.
Yeah, fake out would be really nice. So either Weavile or Raichu.
Yeah.
It is just that if we choose to go with this too, if Magmar makes an appearance, like it's probably going to be super 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 bulky, so we have to watch out for that because redirection is very scary.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although we could have like a taunt to stop it from using Follow Me.
I mean, how likely do you think it is. I mean, they might not even bring the Mega Man. How likely do you think it is that they'll bring it? I mean,
Yeah, I think I don't know. It's like a solid redirection option because like
it probably is quite likely, to be honest. I mean, we've got Amoonguss, we've got
yeah,
Lucario,
exactly. So
we've
it's
got
like you could
Weavile, we've got Pinsir,
right.
4 things weak to fire. So
Yeah, so it's like you don't even need to build any offensive EVs with it. You just like
yeah,
bring it, have
yeah,
overkeep, and then
yeah.
like just redirection. Yeah, I don't know. At this point, I'm leaning between a Azumarill and then a fake out user. I think.
See, the thing is, like, if we went, yeah, if we went with Azumarill, then I think it would be nice to have a fake out user on there too.
Yeah.
So
So maybe we don't contemplate putting a Azumarill and then deciding maybe swapping something out. But I don't know. Like I think Aerodactyls with Tailwind is a really good option. I think Lucario is necessary. Volk feels important too. Hmm.
and would we go with knockoff or play rough?
That's something else I was thinking about up too. Because it's like if we don't use the belly drum variant, then play rough is probably a little bit better because it can just knock out things like Kingdra, Virizion. But if we do use the belly drum variant, then knockoff probably already just knocks everything out.
Yeah. Hmm.
I think the scary thing is like if we bring Weavile, their team just hits Weavile for really hard. Like they have so many super effective attacks against it. So it can't do too much other than get a fake out off. Whereas Raichu, I feel like can offer a little bit more support. Although like Weavile does have some more offensive pressure with the dark type attacks.
Yeah, I do. I do actually like the look of Raichu. I mean, it does help us against his tornadoes a bit more too,
Yeah.
and that raid mode. I mean, if we can just like paralyze the Kangaskhan or something as well, then that's gonna help massively too. So maybe Raichu then.
Yeah. I could see like which is kind of funny, like using their Assault Vest Raichu against them, but it actually makes a lot of sense to me
Yeah.
here.
So well, let's pop. Ooh, that's Aerodactyl. Let's get Raichu. Ooh, no, that's Aerodactyl again. Raichu. Let's no.
Nope.
There we go. So, is that what we want, or do we want to swap one of these out for Azumarill?
Oh, let's see. We could I don't know, like I feel like Deoxys is like a riskier pick because Azumarill can be bulkier, but I kind of just want to try Deoxys
Yeah, I know
now.
what you mean. Like, I'm thinking the same. Like, I think if I was gonna put Azumarill in, I would put it in place of Deoxys. But come on, like, when else are we gonna use a
Yeah,
Deoxys?
exactly, exactly. So that's tricky.
Like, Azumarill doesn't really care too much for like a bullet punch, like especially if we do have a citrus berry on it. So,
Right.
and like knockoff will do a decent chunk to it too. So
I think the scary thing is if we choose not to bring Azumarill, it's like we have one water resist, so we have to make sure we're kind of anti-rain. Although the Sash Aerodactyl with like Tail and Sunny Day is a pretty good answer to
yeah,
that.
yeah. I mean, you can imagine they're probably gonna have like an eject button or something on that Politoed. They're probably
Uh,
gonna do some kind of shenanigans.
yeah. But if we set up the Tailwind, then Lucario just outspeeds
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah,
I really do think the focus of this game kind of lies around Lucario and also Quiver Dance Volk because I think that makes a lot of sense.
yeah,
And then it's just like, how do we properly support those? But I don't know. I'm pretty content. Like, I think these six make a lot of sense to me.
yeah. So Amoonguss, Lucario, Volcarona, Raichu, Aerodactyl, Deoxys.
Hmm.
Is this what we're gonna do?
I don't. I can totally see us like having regrets like midway through the match, like, oh, why didn't we
Yeah.
bring this? Oh, why didn't we bring Weavile? But I don't know. I just think like if we play smartly enough around the Lucario, it can just put in so much work. And I think like the Sky Drop redirection from Amoonguss and the Raichu fake out support's really good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, as long as we play better, we should do well.
I just love it. It's like, oh, as long as we play better, but then we're playing against Marcus and Wolf, and it's like it's probably the hardest combination in the world to play against.
Well, yeah. Oh, come on. We're third and ninth from 2013, and we're
Yeah, yeah, no, I have faith in
commentator and seventh from this year. Yeah, we're good players too. So.
it. Should be a fun match overall. I don't know. It's just really interesting. Like I just like knowing what Pokemon your opponent has, but like trying to figure out what sticks because they're going to be trying to counter us as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Um,
it's gonna be good fun.
but it's like I feel like Swords Dance Lucario is just something they can't really expect. The Aerodactyls that we're trying to use, and so it's like you have the counter teaming aspect, which makes this really fun too.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think these six make sense.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we've been going a little while, so we need to get these Pokemon together as well, because we're going to be doing the game soon. So shall we start wrapping things up?
Yeah. I think that's pretty much it for kind of the team building aspect. We didn't kind of dive into specific EV spreads and moves, but we just wanted to kind of talk our thoughts out. Ended up being a little bit longer than probably we expected to be, but I thought it was really fun. It's entertaining just talking through teams with someone who's a really good player and team builder. So ultimately, we decided on Amoonguss, Lucario, Volcarona, Raichu, Aerodactyl, and Deoxys attack with kind of heavy focus around Lucario. We're most likely, we kind of talked about the sets already, but I'm thinking probably something like Mentor, Bamungus, obviously Mega Lucario. Volk's interesting. I don't know what kind of item we want on that yet. I think
Hmm.
Assault Vest, Raichu, Sash, Aerodactyl, and probably Life Orb, Deoxys make the most sense to be here.
Yeah, I mean we've got like options. Like we could even go like quirky things like a Pasho Berry or something, like just to for the one water attack on the Volcarona. I don't know. I mean
Right,
we've
right.
got options, but I mean we can have a a few tweaks or whatever before the actual game, can't we? But I think I'm quite happy. I'm quite content with these six Pokemon.
Absolutely, me too.
So yeah, I mean let's see what happens. So this will be going up on Aaron's channel. The game will be on my channel next week. It'll be the other way around. The battle will be on Aaron's channel, and the team building video will be on my channel. So stay tuned, and hope you've enjoyed this, guys. And goodbye for now, I think.
See you guys.